I have just got back from Dobbies Garden Centre and I have some new houseplants to share with you. And the first one I picked up was this one. This is the Philodendron White Princess. And I had to get this because it was only £8 and I thought that was a really good deal. Now the way we know this is a white princess and not a white wizard is you can see, if you look on the stems, you see there's pink on the stems. You only get that on the white princess. The white wizard has only white, so that's how you can tell the difference. Also the white princess tends to have slightly more elongated leaves than the white wizard. The white wizard has more rounded leaves. Also the white wizard gets bigger. Apparently that's what I've heard. This one stays a bit more compact. At least that's what my research tells me. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure in the shop whether this was a white princess or a white wizard. So yeah, I did a bit of research and that pink on the stems is telling us it's definitely a white princess. So I thought that was a real bargain. This, as I say, this was the first plant that I saw when I went in there. That drew my eye. There were quite a few of them. They weren't in the best condition. Hang on, what's that? Just seeing if that's an aphid there. Not sure if it is or not. It might be. I think it might just be the crystallized stuff that they put out. Let me just do a quick check to see if I can see anything else. I think it might just be the crystals they put out. Yeah, I'm going to go wash my hands quickly. And we're back. So yeah, as I was saying, I've got the white wizard. I have a smaller one, so I kind of fancied growing this one since it was really cheap and I figured I can't really leave it for that. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at growing this one, and I think this is probably the best specimen in the shop. They weren't, as I say, none of them were really perfect. There's a bit of browning starting there on that leaf, but I picked the one that was the best out of the bunch. So yeah, they were kind of all crammed in together, but really excited to have this one. The information I read about this actually said that it was more of a self-heading philodendron and you don't actually have to give it something to climb, but I thought it was a climbing philodendron. I think I am going to give it something to climb because it's kind of looking very leany and heavy, and I've definitely seen these climbing before, so I think I will probably give mine something to climb. But yeah, stay tuned and I'll let you know how this one goes. It does actually have a new leaf coming through right now, which is cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to growing this one. And yeah, I thought that was quite a good find actually. I felt like I couldn't really leave it for £8. That seems like a really good deal to me. And then another one I decided to get, I bought another Peperomia Hope. It's just a little one, but I thought that I would put this one in with my other one because I do already have one of these, but yeah, I only have, I think, 3 vines growing on my other one, so I thought it'd be quite nice to just add another one into the pot, just to get a fuller pot, you know, so that's why I bought this, and it was very cheap too. These little plants were 3 for £10, so I did get 2 others too, so I'll show you those next. So the other 2 I got to make up the 3 for 10 was these 2, and these are Peperomia prostrata, otherwise known as string of turtles. How cute are they? And yeah, obviously I'm going to put these up together. I thought, why not get 2 and put them in the same pot? So yeah, I've fancied this plant for a while and I'm really into my peperomias at the moment. And yeah, I just thought this was adorable. They didn't have any big ones, but that's okay because I'm quite excited to grow this myself. I get to pot them up together and then I get to grow them up from little babies. So I was quite pleased with that, and as I say, it was 3 for 10 on the little plant. So I'm really looking forward to growing this one, and because I'm so into my peperomias right now, this was a really good find. And yeah, I was looking for some more little baby plants that I could grow, because we're right in the growing season now, so it's the perfect time to start off little baby plants. So really excited about these. Next is a plant that I've actually been eyeing up for a while online, and I just wasn't sure whether to get it or not, but when I saw it in the shop I knew that I had to have it. Sometimes you've just got to see a plant in person to know. But this is the Tradescantia Pelida Purple Heart. Isn't it beautiful? I've seen this one a lot online, as I say, and I've been umming and ahhing whether to get it. But as soon as I saw it, I zoned in on it and I knew that I was going to get one. The purple is just beautiful. I did a bit of reading on this one, because whenever I get a new plant I like to geek out over it, do a load of reading. I always look at different sources too, because you know, different sources say different things, but it seems like this one's prone to going green if you don't give it enough light. So I'll definitely be giving this one some full sun. And yeah, it's just another one from my Tradescantia collection, really. I do like my Tradescantias, and this one is still quite compact, so I'm looking forward to seeing it grow. As I say, we are in the growing season, and so for that reason it's quite exciting to get new plants in the middle of the growing season, because I know that they're going to be actively growing. So yeah, it's quite exciting to see how this one is going to grow, but I just absolutely love it, and eventually I will have this in a hanging basket once it starts to trail. And I don't know if any of you guys have this one, but I'm assuming it's probably a fast grower because it's a Tradescantia. I'm not sure yet, but I'll have to see. I'll go on my own experience, but I will let you know how it goes. But yeah, really excited to have this one. I do love purple plants, and yeah, it's purple and pink. It's nice to have a little bit of splash of colour around sometimes, because obviously most plants are green. So yeah, looking forward to growing this one. This one was £8, so it wasn't very expensive. Yeah, Tradescantia Purple Heart. So this next one, I've been seeing this one around for ages, years even, and I've never bought one. I've always looked at it and thought, should I get one? And I just haven't. But for some reason, today I just fancied one of these. This is the Epipremnum Enjoy, and it's got some really cool variegation. I think my hesitance to buy this one was possibly because a lot of the info I've heard of this one says that it's a really, really slow grower. I don't know if that's true, because it tends to be different for everyone, doesn't it, based on our different conditions and things. But I saw this one, and I have to say that a lot of these that I've seen over the years, they haven't been the healthiest. They tend to get broken a lot. I think there's one broken leaf on this one, which I think might have happened on the way home, but that's okay. But this one looked quite healthy. I think maybe they'd just been put out or something, because they were putting out a new delivery. So I figured now's the time to get one, and this one was £8.99. I thought that was a good deal. It is actually labelled as Epipremnum pinnatum, but I don't think it is a pinnatum. I think this happens a lot in garden centres, that Epipremnum aureum gets mislabelled as Epipremnum pinnatum. I definitely fell into the trap of not knowing what plant I was getting when I first started. For some reason it didn't quite compute when I was a beginner that maybe they might be mislabelled, but of course now I'm aware of that. So I think it's Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. But do correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. I did do a little bit of research on it, so I think that's the case. But it's quite a small plant at the moment. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 4 plants in there, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Epipremnums are just awesome plants in my opinion. You can get all the different ones, and yeah, they never disappoint usually. So I thought I'd try this one out and see what my own personal experience is, because it's always best to go on your personal experience. You know, you hear stuff about plants online and stuff, but sometimes it's best to just get one, give it a go and see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Really excited to grow this one though. Do not disappoint me. Next is this one. This is a terrace albo lineata fern, also known as the silver ribbon fern. Just checking my notes here. I did have to look this one up because it just says fern mix on it. They're not very helpful at Dobbies with their labelling. You do have to do your own research, but for me that's part of the fun, so I didn't mind. But actually this one was one that my husband chose. He usually finds one he likes. And I said to him, if you want to get that, you will have to look after it yourself. And he said no. So it will be me looking after it. But yeah, I think he made a good choice. He does pick some good ones, I have to say. And I think this one's destined for either the kitchen or the bathroom because it's a fern. I did read that it's maybe one of the easier ferns, so I'm hoping that's right, but it is really nice. And I did actually lose my blue star fern that I used to keep in my bathroom, so maybe this would be a good replacement for it. But yeah, this one grows from rhizomes, so you have to propagate by division if you want to propagate. However, this one is non-toxic, so I think many ferns, if not all of them, not sure about that, don't quote me on that, but this one's definitely non-toxic. So, you know, if you've got pets and kids and things, this one's quite safe. But it is a cool plant, and I think the variegation just adds a bit of interest to it. I do like plants that have fronds like this fern does. If you look, it kind of has quite a thin stem there, and then you've got that growth at the top. It's kind of like a nest formation, I suppose, but this is one that I will have to keep lightly moist. You have to kind of strike that balance with ferns. Don't keep them wet, but keep them moist. So hopefully this will be a bit of a forgiving plant, but I will let you know how I go with it. So I bought another umbrella plant. I know I already have one of these officially. I'm not sure if it's the exact same type, but I just saw this specimen in particular. I could not resist. I just had to get it. I know I keep buying these, but I just thought this one was really nice. The variegation on it is beautiful, and I just couldn't resist. So yeah, I bought another one. I'm not sorry though. I really like umbrella plants, and this one is a little bit more established than the one I have, so my plan is probably going to be to put them up together because that makes sense, doesn't it? They're sort of very similar, if not the same. But even with the same species of plant though, I find that each plant specimen can be completely different. You know what I mean? You will get one plant that looks nicer than the other, and something just draws it to you and you're not quite sure what it is. That's what happened with this plant, so that's why I had to get it. But in my defense, I am going to combine it with my other one, and I'll just have a fuller plant. So yeah, I'll probably do a repot video soon and put those up together. I do have a little bit of repotting that I need to get around to at some point. So those are all the plants I have to share with you today. Let me know in the comments what you thought of my choices. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.